Hello everybody, that's my very first experience of putting movies on YouTube or posting movies on YouTube. That's the accurate way to say it, so bear with me. That's my 1989 Renault 5 GTX wannabe, and by saying wannabe you must understand that they never were in Israel GTX. The only two models of 1.4 that arrived to Israel was manual or automatic TL or GTL. There were the only two models here. We had it 1.4, 1.250, and 1.1. We never had anything extra. Oh, and we had the GT turbo, of course, for some models of it, not all of them. And I decided to make this one a GTX because that's the only thing that is highly related or highly dignified car that was ever made by the Renault 5 doors. I mean, if it was a 3 doors, maybe I will consider make it a GT Turbo or something. So let me show you some of the changes that I made, and you will be the judges of, I don't know, whether or not I'm close or not to have it GTX. First of all, let me start by the door lights. Each of them in every door works separately. Okay, they all work with the one on the roof over there, but they work separately. When I turn the lights on in darkness or something, then they all turn on together. That's a first change that I made. Leather seats, also not original. As you can see, the seat is original, the sponge is replaced, and so for the cover that is fully leather right now. I had the gear shifters made for it as well. Let me apologize for the dust and dirt. I live in the countryside, and right now we are in a vineyard parking lot, so it's a little bit dirty here. I had those paper pockets add. That was my idea. Hopefully it was a good one. I've had the compartment over here for first aid. I'll show you a little bit of the stuff that I have here. This is a map of Israel with the Renault commercial on it. Yeah. I have a notebook here, also came from Renault company in Israel. You can see the Hebrew letters here. And a first aid kit with the Renault symbol. I got it in Poland. So yes, I also have a sound system that contains 9 speakers, 4 tweeters on each door, and 1 subwoofer, and 2 speakers at the front doors, and 1 custom made to each compartment here, which means here and over there. I have 4 crossovers, and as for the sound system, a Pioneer sound system and JBL mixed together with Sony. And I must tell you that's beautiful sound. Those walls I made myself. These walls here and here. It took me 12 years to get this plastic because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I hadn't had one originally. I also put sound acoustic cover over here on beneath the car for the entire floor, all the way from here, from the front end from the rear end to the front end. And I also replaced the entire cover, so it will be one piece, covers it all. What else about the sound system? I guess this is it. The dashboard was replaced. This was taken from a Renault Express because it has all kind of broken, and the sun made a lot of good things to it. I'm cynical, of course. The dash was taken from, the gauges were taken from a manual Renault 5. You must understand that this one started its life as a 1.4 TL automatic made in France. So I only had the speed gauge and the fuel one right over here. And what I did, I took a manual gauges, and I replaced the card from a Renault Clio Elysee was made in 1998. The result is right over here. I replaced the lights to LEDs. Also, the lights in here are LEDs covered with red plastic, so the entire interior of the car is red lighted, aluminum red. I made it manual 8 years ago. A little bit of the history of the car. My grandma purchased this car in 1993. It only had 60,000 kilometers on it, 60, and she gave it to me on January 1st, 2000, with only 69,000 kilometers on it. As you can see soon, that's my signature from the very first night driving the car. And now this is the kilometers that this car have: 589,766. Yeah, I did it all my own. I can sign for each and every one of them. 4 years ago, I rebuilt the engine, the original one. I replaced the cylinders and the pistons. I made it with a friend. I'll soon show you how this engine looked like. I didn't have a lot of changes made to this car, only a few, and there's only a few left to make it GTX. Ironically, the GTX and the 1.4 automatic, they're sharing the same carburetor. Twin carburetor of Weber was here. I add a Cayenne filter to it because it's very hard to get filters lately for this car. I also built this electric box. I took the sticker from a new Renault Fluence, and the entire car has been electric. So, for example, I have the fan relay and fuses, the AC relays and fuses, the fuel pump relay and fuses are also here, and a little bit extra. I made this car matches to the Canadian rules or laws. Sorry about that. To the Canadian Traffic Department rules, because I wanted to move to Canada and take this car with me. Unfortunately, I did not succeed moving, but that's a different story. So that means that the lights turn on at the front when you get the handbrake off. And yeah, that's the change. One more thing that I added was the original power windows and locking button. That's the AC. About the AC, half of it is original, half of it was made here in Israel. I decided to combine the two in order to maintain the original shape of the engine without interfering with the original AC components on it. They divert the entire engine, and some of you probably know they make it look funny and unworkable. So this is why I made that change. Once again, I haven't finished that one yet, but it soon will be. And back to the engine. Engine is original from the company, only replaced the cylinders and pistons, and that happened 89,000 kilometers ago. Yeah, I made 500,000 kilometers on the original one without touching it. Kind of weird, but unbelievable. That engine is amazing. I'm a car member. I have a membership in a car club. That's our symbol. It's very popular here in Israel. It's for old cars owners. And this car had a show to go to every Friday, represent to the big audience, with all the flags and symbols, and you can understand the whole shebang, as we say. This is it, and only two things necessary to do in order to make it a GTX. It's the skirts on beneath the car, on both sides of course, and the 1.7 liter engines, what have troubles to find lately. So hopefully I will get it anytime soon and send another video. I can wish all of you a good one. Also add the symbols replaced to a GTX. And that's my first movie, so hopefully I didn't make anyone be bored or anything. And I would like to have some comments saying on this movie. Take care. And that's it. Bye-bye. And shalom from Israel.